All right, what's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to a New York Giants film session right here on Big Pat Sports Talk, and we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints and what can we do to nullify this New Orleans Saints offense. So let's get into it, man. Let's start watching a little film, man. So let's get into it. All right, so the Saints here, man. They got a guy in motion, which is a tight end. They put Shaheed in motion, and they run the ball out here to the outside. Now, we are going to have to stop this run with the New Orleans Saints. They're going to try to run it to the outside on this. You see what I'm saying? With the tight end going in motion, they bring Shaheed. Now look at the offensive line. They're going to flow to get this off tackle run to either break it to the outside, or he will run to the outside and cut it back and go inside if we play good contain, but we can't cross the face of these linemen here. So we're gonna have to watch out for this, man. They do a really good job of running off tackle. Now you see how this defensive lineman here crosses face, and they hold contain here, the Buffalo Bills. That's what stopped this run. That's what stopped this run. That's what stopped this run here, man. I want to see exactly what this defensive tackle does. This defensive tackle gets from this position here, and he gets all the way over here. So he crosses the lineman's face. And that's how they were able to stop this run. Dex, or whoever is next to Dex, is going to have to do that for us to stop these run plays. They're going to try to run it to the outside on us for sure. Let's see what this and the Saints use a lot of motion, man. The Saints use a tremendous amount of motion with their players. So we're gonna have to stop that. They're gonna run that motion to see exactly what we're in defense, and they're gonna run the ball against us because that's how you stop a great pass rush. Now you see there, they going to try to get the ball to the outside. You have the receiver come in motion to fake the jet sweep, and they're going to pitch that to the outside. Now, we're going to have to hold the edges here, or Kamara's going to get to the outside and do what he does right there. They're going to run the ball a lot against us in this game. You see there, tight end in motion. Bring this guy in motion, and you're going to see what the linemen do. They're going to pull. They're going to get somebody here. They're going to pull somebody out here. Whether it's the blocking linebacker here or if the safety's pulling down, this guy's going to get to here, block that up here, and his receiver here is going to get his block. And they're going to try to get the ball to the outside of us because we are known not to hold the edges. You see? They stretch it out a pretty decent amount there, but we're going to have to stop that, man. All right, so now we might get a little bit to the passing game. As you can see, 5 receiver set. We normally don't have this many people up at the line of scrimmage. They got 8 people up at the line of scrimmage. We normally don't disguise that way. So we're not going to be running a cover 0 look. We rarely ever do that. All right, they back out. Get into a Tampa 2. And as you can see, Spencer Rattler gets out of there, man. You got to stop that as well. Man. And it looks like he has somebody butt naked up there as well. We got to watch that too. So it looks like, come here, stop here. Let's see. Let's run a play. So he had two outlet routes here, just in case it was a blitz. Two inside receivers. Everybody else ran deep. So we're going to have to watch that as well with this team here. So basically, run here, curl up here, run here, curl up here, just in case the blitz is coming. Seams, seam route, seam route. We're going to have to watch the seams with this team because Spencer Rattler could throw that ball. Believe it or not, Spencer Rattler is a decent quarterback. Might not seem like it, but you get those three seams, and then they're going to break it to the out here. He's going to come here. He's going to come here. And this guy's wide open. If he keeps his eyes up, he hits him. But Spencer Rattler took off, didn't keep his eyes up, but he scrambles for the first down. We're going to have to watch that, man. We are going to have to watch that with Spencer Rattler because he is athletic. And you cannot allow this guy to dictate the game to you. We cannot rush this guy like he's a stationary guy. I mean, look at this. It's just butt naked right up the middle of the field. Everybody's rushing to he's trying to get in here and do something, but everybody got pushed out, and he has a wide open path up the middle of the field. If you're going to do that, you better have a spy. And butt naked up the middle of the field makes a man miss, gets a first down. That could definitely happen to us in this game. All right, after the first down, tight end in motion, I formation, hands the ball off. Look at him trying to get off tackle again. That's what they do. That's what the Saints do when they run the ball with Alvin Kamara. You look for something off tackle with these guys. Look for something off tackle a lot with these guys. And it really always goes to where the tight end is motioned. Now, with us, somebody's going to have to shoot this gap here. He's going to have to shoot that gap there to stop these run plays from happening. So our linebackers better come prepared, man. See, that linebacker was able to make the play because he shot the gap. But if we're not shooting these gaps here, they're going to run right off tackle against us. They're going to duo block here between these guys, get up to the second level, pull, block down, alley. If this guy doesn't come in here, if these guys don't get in there and stop something, you're going to have to come down and get into these gaps. You're going to have to hold the edge here. He's going to have to come here and hold his edge. And this guy's going to have to make sure that he doesn't break it all the way to the outside. Or if there's a little crease here, he's going to have to hit in that hole there in order to stop this run game. So the Bills do a good job. Man. And we're going to have to do that. So Bobby O, Moore Sal, you're going to have to do that in order to stop this run game. All right, Spencer Rattler in shotgun. The tight end is always in motion in this offense. Tight end is always in motion. Play action. Spencer Rattler looks. But there goes that alley again. And you guys continue to give that up. Why do y'all continue to give that up? And if we're going to play one-on-one coverage, you can't allow this. Because a good pass, he catches that. And that's holding too. And they called it as well. That's holding. So it was really a two-man route. Fake the run. Yeah, that's holding everywhere. And he breaks loose and gets the first down. But yeah, you got to throw that flag, Rev. That was holding on two receivers. But look, you got to stay disciplined, man. You got to stay disciplined. And that's really how all teams are going to beat us if we're undisciplined when we rush. But just undisciplined. Look at the alleys that you're leaving. It's an alley. Big alley right there. Can't do that. You cannot do that. Hey. Bills consistently did that against Spencer Rattler in this game too. So we can't allow Spencer Rattler to get out the pocket and dictate the game. Tight end in motion again. They run a lot out of the pistol. They're gonna fake the run, misdirection. Now this is a thing that's gonna hurt us too. Misdirection. We are not a good team when it comes to playing against misdirection. As you can see, he goes in motion. They fake the run like it's going to the outside like they always do. He's going to pull like it's going to go there. But then they're going to pull this tight end out the back and go here. And more than likely, this guy will be running a route going out here. So let's see what he did. See that? Both those routes, like I said, he came from here. And now he's there. He came from here. And now he's going to go here. And then you'll have a deep post probably going across the middle of the field to bring those safeties away from this guy. We're going to have to watch that because that could be a very big play. That could be a very big play. Oh, my goodness. I almost tore. You trying to tear your ACL right there, Johnson? But you can see it from the back end here. Johnson goes in motion. Look. Misdirection. Pull. Then you put him here. And then you have another guy go here. That's all it is. Misdirection. Trying to deceive you. And they got deceived. Tight end came wide open. Good play. We're going to have to watch that. Going to have to watch that with the Saints. All right, pistol formation, tight end in motion. Another tight end in motion, hand it off to the running back. And he breaks tackles and breaks more tackles and gets it to the end zone. Keandre Miller is going to be the guy where they want to hit the hammer against us. We're going to have to watch that with him too. When they put Keandre Miller in there, they're still going to pull, but they're going to want to run it straight at us. As you can see here, got the tight end in motion. Then they put the other tight end in motion to deceive the linebacker. They want him to follow over here with him. And then they're going to hit you with the off tackle with a crack back here, just in case that linebacker decides to come down, or if this guy decides to pull and try to get in that area. But as you can see, you got to hold the edge against this team. So they didn't do a good job. As you can see, big hole right there. They feel it, but he misses the tackle. You got to tackle, man. Miss tackle. Touchdown. We're going to have to watch this run game with the Saints, man. I think they're going to try to run the ball a good grip against us because you don't want our pass rush getting in there. As you can see here, run the ball here. I think this Saints team is really going to try to use Alvin Kamara and Keandre Miller against us very, very much. As you can see here, duo, you block him, then this guy can get to the second level. Got to stop this dude from crossing your face to get in here. And you're going to have to be prepared if you're a safety to make a tackle out here if Alvin Kamara pushes up and then cuts it back out because this gap is filled. As you can see, he tries to cut back. That safety has to be right there to make that tackle. So Dane Belton, Tyler Nubin, Drew Phillips, get ready to be a part of this against this run game with the Saints, man. They're going to make you guys tackle. They are going to make you guys tackle. I expect heavy run against us, man, because if they try to pass it too much, come one-dimensional, we're going to get to you. All right, you can see here. Very quick, almost gets it picked off, but did not make it. Look for very quick passes and the run game against us this game. And I mean very quick passes. Because I don't really think this team can really attack us deep unless they get Rashid Shaheed in motion. But that right there, very quick pass. pick up you some easy yards there. They're definitely going to do a lot of plays like that against us. Now, what we're going to have to worry about is when that guy's in motion. When Rashid Shaheed goes in motion. When Rashid Shaheed goes in motion, I want to say they're going to make him do routes like this if he's one-on-one and use that deep speed. Or when they put him in motion against us, they're going to come here, make him stop here, and then boom, boom. Or they're going to come here, quick screen, block here, and they're going to put that safety to try to make a tackle. That's what I think they're going to do Rashid Shaheed against us. They're going to force our hand on how we guard him. But on this play here, put Rashid Shaheed in motion, put him back in motion, play action, try to get some misdirection. They tried to get this guy here, but it was covered up. They're going to try. That's how they're going to try to get us deep, I believe, as well, as far as deep passes. As you see, he comes off the line of scrimmage. Fakes like he's probably going to go out here and then go there. Or he'll take the easy pass here if our DB's back here somewhere. So we'll see what they do against us. But that's how they're going to scheme up against us, man. They're going to do a lot of misdirection, and they're going to test the waters with us. Get the receiver right here, come up, break it, either break it to the outside. If this guy, and they had this guy here in motion, doing a route right here. If they catch us in like a cover 2 and make that DB decide on which receiver to go to, or like I said, they're gonna try to come here, have Spencer Rattler. Oh man, I went too far, but have Spencer Rattler sitting there in the pocket and go across the field and try to catch something deep against us. That's how they're gonna play us, man, and that's how you should play us. If you get enough protection, our secondary is trash, man. If it ain't Drew Phillips, it ain't working. And Spencer Rattler gets out the pocket again and makes something happen. So we're gonna have to watch that, man, with this team, for sure. We're gonna have to watch that with this team. And there's gonna be a lot of fake pitch type plays, off tackle type plays, getting to the outside. And if he's able to sit there and make a play, as you see, he tried to go deep there, but there was no pressure, so he was allowed to scramble. We're gonna have to watch that tremendously with this team. And I'll say this: in these trip sets, every team doesn't run the same thing every week. It's chess. On these trip sets, man, look for this guy here to come in the middle here, because we are very weak in the middle. Look for this guy to come on like a drag here in the middle. This guy. Come here, do a little crossing route with us, and then have this guy come up here and line up right here. And then him one-on-one to the outside. You can even do a quick slant if you feel we're bringing pressure, or one-on-one. Do you have faith in Deonte Banks against Chris Olave? I don't. You know what I'm saying? You'll do a little move here and go to the outside, and he doesn't turn his back, pass interference or catch. Or in this set here, just pitch it to the outside. And see if you can outflank somebody to the outside. That's a couple of things that I think they would do against us. Because everybody does different things against different teams. That's why I love watching film. But you have to be prepared for everything. They put Shaheed in motion. They hand it off to Alvin Kamara. Normally he doesn't run up the middle, but he ran up the middle on that play and got very minimum yardage. But there's certain things I think the Saints offense would do against us, especially if they believe they can start getting time. against us allow Spencer Rattler, to be in the pocket and sit there and make some good throws. If we give Spencer Rattler time, I think they could take advantage of us tremendously. Yeah, you see right there, Chris Olave, quick passes. That can happen all day as well. Because we line up too far off the line of scrimmage. And like I said, misdirection. You put Alvin Kamara to the outside, make that make a linebacker go out there with him, hit a quick slant over the middle of the field, pick up a quick first down. A cheap first down there. Oh, and they keep that tight end in motion. Like I said, when they trying to get short yarders, Keandre Miller is going to be the guy. They'll put him at fullback, let him get that quick yard, and keep the drive going. We're gonna have to watch a lot of things with this team. This is not gonna be as easy as people think. This team, you're gonna have to come and play some football against the New Orleans Saints if we want to win this game, because we're not as talented as the Bills, and they gave the Bills a run for their money. So quite sure they could give us a good run for our money. As you can see, gets to the outside. Alvin Kamara, when he gets to the outside, he's a problem, man. Alvin Kamara rarely ever runs it up the middle of the field, man. They're getting to the outside. Put Shaheed in motion just to see what you in. And look at that. Bosa dips to the inside. Guess what? Alvin Kamara has enough speed to get away from him. Puts that foot in the ground, dips to the outside, and picks up a first down. We're going to have to watch that against this team, man. Runs to the outside and misdirection. As you can see, runs up the middle. Rarely ever runs up the middle. Out of every 10 runs, he might run 3 up the middle. This team does not, I don't think this team is good enough to run up the middle against you consistently. They have to get to the outside. So we're going to have to hold the edges in this game. As you can see here, see there, that's Keandre Miller. That's what he does, not Alvin Kamara. When Keandre Miller gets in there, they're looking to do off tackle and cutbacks with him. See there? See how this lineman gets to the second level and picks him up. Now Phillips does a good job crossing his face right there. Well, let's see what happened. The reason why he couldn't. Good cutback vision right there by Miller. Pushes Phillips to the outside, and Phillips cuts it back to the inside and picks up some decent yards right there. Good run play. The Saints in the red zone. They're going to run the ball against us, man. Keontae Miller, whichever one it is. They're going to run the ball against us. And they're going to see if we can run that ball, if we can stop the run. Because all they're doing is pushing you past the launch point. They're pushing you past the launch point. And if we are not disciplined enough, you see that? They are driving you this way so he can come up and cut back that way. We're going to have to watch that. And that could work tremendously against us if our defensive tackles are not disciplined enough, man. And watch for them to do some counters against us as well. They're going to do some counters against us. As you can see here, they're just doing this to work this to Alvin Kamara to the outside. Now, I will say this. Against us, we always give up stuff up the middle of the field. So you might see something like this here against us in the red zone. This guy comes up, goes to the outside. This guy comes up, does a little move, goes to the inside. Outside release. Outside release. You're going to see some plays like this against us in the red zone. And you're going to see it all year until we find out how to stop it. Because if you're doing man coverage across the board, you see what I'm saying? This guy here, this guy to the running back, then he right here more than likely would be back here with us. And we might have a guy around here in the line of scrimmage. Chris Olave, either they're going to do something like this here. He's going to come here, stop right here. He's going to go to the back of the end zone, cut there. Then you're going to have a guy come here. And you're going to have a guy come up here, out route, and then it's going to be the outlet route here. And if nobody follows the running back to the outside, he's going to be the guy that picks up the block here and allows him to run into the end zone. If you got one-on-one coverage with Chris Olave here, he could go here, curl up, box out, into the back of the end zone. And then he might have an option route. He can either go to the inside or he can go to the outside here. And I think that would be a good play against us in the red zone, because we normally, our DBs don't do well in the red zone for some reason. Don't know why, but it happens. And hell, you can have something like this here. Chris Olave come out and cut to the outside. You know, you can come out, cut to the outside somewhere through here, or you can put it to the back pylon, or cut it to the front pylon. You have this guy here, stutter step here, and then boom, cut to the inside. Maybe get something here, like cut to the inside and go up. You have this guy here, do the same thing. Cut this way on the drag, tight end, boom. You could go towards the back of the end zone, cut to the outside, or he can curl up right here. Especially if Rashid Shaheed goes here and curls up here, you know. And like I said, Alvin Kamara is always going to go to the outside here. Or you have things like this. Alvin Kamara can go up, Texas route, go to the inside, go right here with Chris Olave, inside route, and then you put him in motion to go to the outside. So it's so many different things that you could do in the red zone here, especially with a team that gets tremendous pressure. You can call, you know, some routes where it could be some rub routes, especially if you catch them in man coverage. But what the Saints did here is they just threw it to the outside to Alvin Kamara and try to use his ability to get it to the end zone real quick. And, you know, it got him closer to the end zone, where they want to be. I love watching film against other teams, man, because it tells you about who this team really is. Now, as you see here, this was, I believe, a 3rd and goal. Put a man in motion. Boom, right over the middle. Right over the middle. Right over the middle. And this is stuff that we give up all the time. Receiver in motion. This guy here has to stay to the outside for Alvin Kamara. This guy here has his eyes on Spencer Rattler the whole time. Chris Olave. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. And you got this guy here just in case this man has to follow him out here. And these two guys here, you know, they could fall back. But I would want to shoot the gap here and bring a blitz. But they catch the Bills sleeping. They catch this safety right here sleeping. Caught him sleeping. Moves too late. Spencer Rattler has the arm strength to get it in there. Touchdown, Saints. And that can happen to us a lot, man. That can happen to us a lot in this game. It can. You know, get the flow of the offense to go one way. The defense to go one way. Good protection. And, man, Spencer Rattler just fired that in there. for a touchdown, man. That's what they do. So this has been, a film review of the Saints, what we can do against the Saints in order to, you know, see exactly how we can, do well against the Saints team. And I think they do a pretty doggone good job as far as misdirection and things of such. So we're gonna see what they do against our Giants this upcoming week, this Sunday. I'd like to thank y'all for watching, man. This has been New York Giants Films with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. Man, y'all hit that like and subscribe button and hit that join button so I can continue to do film reviews such as this for you guys right here on Big Pat Sports Talk. But to the next episode, y'all know what it is, man. Peace.